Uptown kids, it's me, Olivia. So we are going to have our little bit of a lesson today. So I also, before I get into that, I wanted to remind you guys, have you been checking out our other YouTube videos? So some of our students have recorded their favorite Bible story, and I've posted it, and also some of our staff. So if you've seen some of our teachers on there, our helpers, they've recorded those and we've posted those so you guys can know, a little bit, since we're not seeing each other really physically, we can see each other through YouTube, and you get to know what their favorite Bible stories are. So I am reaching out to people more, so I might reach out to some of you, or if you are interested, then tell your parent or your adult to let me know. And you can record a short video just saying what your favorite Bible story is and where you found it and why it's your favorite Bible story.
There you go.
Okay, so the story that we are going to talk about this week is a story about Jesus in the garden. So do you remember how I talked about like good friends and bad friends? And we talked about Judas being a bad friend because he betrayed Jesus for money. And so these stories go hand in hand. So there was a point right before they caught Jesus and they hung him on the cross, that there was a time where he was in prayer in this garden. And this is when actually Judas brought the people over to arrest Jesus. So what I wanted to talk about specifically, though, is Jesus handpicked 12 disciples, right? That they were his friends. They were also kind of students. And they went around together, and Jesus would minister. He would give lessons, and they would be with him, right? Because we talked about Judas. He was a bad friend. He was one of those 12, but then he betrayed Jesus. But there was also a man named Peter. So when they came, it was nighttime, excuse me, and it said that they came and they had torches and swords and lanterns. Now, if you want to read this is in John 18, okay? So have your parents help you find that, John 18. So then when they came to the garden, they interacted with Jesus a little bit, and they were saying, asking him who he was, and he said he was Jesus of Nazareth, right? So when they went to go grab him, guess what happened? Peter got mad, and I'm sure he was a little scared, and he took his sword out and he chopped a man's ear off, just clean off. And that was actually one of the chief priests' workers. And so do you know what Jesus did? Do you think that Jesus maybe took out his sword and stabbed somebody? Nope. Do you think that maybe Jesus looked at Peter and said, you're dumb? Nope, didn't do that either. You know what Jesus did? He actually picked up the ear, put it back to the man's head, and healed him. And it was like nothing had ever happened. I'm sure there's probably a little bit of blood, but really it was healed. And so I want us to think about that. So a couple things that we can think about is, one, I'm sure Peter was scared. He saw that they were getting ready to take his friend, who was also, it wasn't just his friend. Like, Jesus was a very important man. He was a teacher, and they knew who he was, how important he was. So he probably was a little scared for Jesus, and he probably was mad. Maybe he saw that, he put it together that Judas was the one who did this, and it may have made him mad. I would say if somebody was going to arrest my friend and it was false. They were falsely accusing him of things, I probably would be mad too. I don't think that I would pull out a sword and chop somebody's ear off, but you would be mad. You'd be sad. So probably Peter was feeling a lot of different things. So that's one thing. Peter probably thought, I'm protecting Jesus. The other thing that I want to talk about is that, Jesus didn't stop and get like super mad at Peter and, say, arrest him. He took it very calmly. And he healed this man that was coming to arrest him. And man, how many times has somebody done something maybe mean to us, and then we right away were nice to them? Probably not that often, right? Because sometimes our first instinct is somebody's mean to us to be mean back. So I want you guys to think about those things. Don't forget that was in John 18, and it's a really short story. But sometimes we hear short stories and we can take so much out of them, or maybe I see it differently than you see it. So read the story, talk to your family about it, and see what you got out of it. You may get something totally different. Like you may think, was Peter wrong? Some of you may think Peter was right in that, trying to protect Jesus. So anyways, read that story, and then I'm interested to see what you guys think about it. All right, that is our lesson for today. So don't forget to watch our other videos. And if you are interested in maybe sending me a video about your favorite Bible story, go ahead and have your parents contact me, all right? All right, guys, I hope that you're staying home. I hope that you're staying safe and that you're using your time wisely at home. We'll see you guys soon.